Shut up and sit down.
Hey everybody, Barry here again. Hey everybody, Barry here again. Today I came armed with a single home joint and a stick. And I'm going to make some temporary rear end mounts out of this. Well, I'm all out of breath because I just had to run out into the container and grab a part. But, so here are the shocks that I'm going to use, at the very least, temporarily. And obviously the rear end, and one home joint, and a stick. So I used this to measure between the shock brackets. I put it up against one, put it up against another, and just kind of sliced it. So right here is going to be shocks. Now this is to the inside of the bracket, and here, so the shocks themselves are going to be like that, and then the outside of there. And then to right here is where the 4-link brackets are going to be. So that was, I didn't have tape because I have nothing home, it's all here. So that's going to be temporary mounts for me to get the rear end, or get the rear end in, and get the rat rod up here. So I'm just going to do like shock mounts right on top of the rear end tube, just little tabs to bolt the shock on, bolt it onto the frame where it is, and then probably one like 4-link bracket down here, which is why I have this, so I can weld the tabs on and have it correct width, just enough to get it moving, because I gotta wait until I can get it up here where the welder is, where the plasma cutter is, where I can actually do things because it's bright in here, and not home in my garage with one little 80-watt bulb or 60-watt or whatever it is. So temporary is key here. Now, of course, I'm going to build it so it doesn't break in half on the road and just destroy the truck. But I've only got to drag it like 3 kilometers or something, and the road's not bad because it's winter and all the potholes are filled with snow. Welcome to Newfoundland. So let's get this made up. Well, it's not very wide, is it? Just got to make the temporary mounts. Obviously, this is a lot wider of a center section than the 9-inch was, because the 9-inch was one big steel housing that dipped right here, and the shocks were basically right on the center of the housing. So this is going to be extra super temporary, where I'll probably bolt the shock on like the outside of the bracket and put one long bolt through it. This is just as sketchy as I'm used to. I feel so comfortable now. And the 4-link bars, the end is right here, and that's not even centered, whatever. I'll put them on right here, and then, yeah, easy as pie. And then I can, after I get all the welding and the fab done and stuff, I'll just go ahead and assemble the rear end. I'll put the pinion in, I'll get that all compressed and done, and I'd rather do that than have it all assembled, it all be super heavy, and then go rotating it around trying to weld stuff on and everything. So I think for one time so far, I started at step 1, not step 4. Let's make up some brackets or something. Here are some brackets I cut off the old rear end that I had. I thought they might come in handy at some point, so this will be easy. I'll be able to put those 2 on there, bolt them onto the shock first, and then just kind of weld them onto the rear end here. And do the same thing over here. Now, I'll weld them on solid. I'm not going to just tack it or anything, but I'll be able to cut them off after with plasma or grinder or something. So I think the best way for me to attack this is have a bolt that is a little bit wiggly in here. Now, like I said, temporary. I would never do this on something that I'm going to be driving daily, obviously. But that will allow me to have the mounts on the rear end, and the shock could angle in toward the mount, because I know it's going to be a little bit wider than the actual shock mounts are on the truck. So if I leave it a little bit loose, I can just kind of lean it over or something, kind of like this, if need be. And then after I get it kind of lean where I need to, I'll just tighten the bolt up super duper tight. Now, I don't know what kind of springs I'm going with on the rear, but I think I am going to go with these here. As for the shocks, I'm pretty sure these are probably cooked. I'm actually going to stack a couple of washers inside of this to get some width. just to open it up a little bit. There we go. Come on, be nice. Perfect. Now, of course, I already know that this is wider than I can get the shocks in anyway, but I'm just going to kind of lay this in here like this, get it as close as I can. Now my shock is tipped inward, so that's a good thing. And I'm just going to go and weld this on now. I'll do a couple tacks, make sure it's going to stay, and then I'll undo the shock, put it out of the way. Let's see if this old welder is going to fire up for me. Yeah, wire speed's a little bit high. I had a problem with a tip jamming up on me, and it wasn't welding, but it seems good now. Sweet. Well, that's tacked on. So, there we go. Hey, we got mounts. I'll weld this on and just duplicate it on this side, and I'll bomb it on time lapse, mainly in the hopes that by the end of this video, I don't like doing too much time lapse, but if I could do it kind of like this, potentially I could have it in the rat rod by the end of this video. We'll see how it goes. I can't make any promises. I'll start right at the top and say I can't make any promises. But baby, let's go welding. We got some shock mounts, shock and spring. So I just welded one side of each so I can just cut it around, knock this one off, cut it around, not have to go trying to get in there and chewing the tubes up really bad. But anyway, that'll work for now. Now, I don't like how narrow the shocks are with this wide rear end, because that's going to allow a lot of body roll, because you only got a lever point of like this little bit and the tire's all the way out here. So I'm going to take those shock mounts and move them outside the frame. You'll see what I'm talking about more when the rat rod is up here, because it's got like a Mustang SN95 or New Edge back half in it, and it's like super narrow because it was made for a big tire car, and big tires are for losers. I'm just kidding, don't unsub me, just relax. Anyway, I'm going to move those mounts onto the outside of the frame. I will probably cut the pipe off, run a pipe, a hole saw through the frame, and put one long piece directly through it and hang my shock mounts off of that. We'll get into it more when the truck's up here. But yeah, that's a lot narrower than I'd like. We're talking like 1.5 feet apart, maybe, with like 50 inches or whatever it is of actual axle tubes. So I can have those out here somewhere, like 3 inches outside the frame, say, and it'll be a lot better. Well, let's move on to the 4-link bars. I'm only going to do 2, I think. I might do all 4 of them, see how it goes. If I had more tabs like this already made up, it would be mint, but I don't. So I'll make them up. I got all kinds of scrap steel and stuff down there, so I'll find something. That's temporary. Hang on, let me turn this on. Oh yeah, that is a mount. So I know what you're thinking. Barry, you're genius. Anyway, it's welded. It's welded. It's welded. It's not going to do this. That's going to stop that. That one down there is going to stop that. So it ain't going to go anywhere. And basically, I'm just going to drill a hole in there. I know we got a little bit of sloppiness going on there, but that'll allow for some angular rotation because this here is still about 2 inches wider than my 4-link mounts on the frame. So I'll just tip them in, you know, it's not going to hurt anything. Like I said, like 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. I don't know what Google Maps says, man. Check it out. 6 Station Road to 403 Main Street, Lewisport. I have no idea what it is. But anyway, it's I pull out of my driveway. It's a left turn. Then it's a right turn. And then I drive straight. And then it's the shop. Like, I'm really not that far away. So, I forgot to say. This is like the one time where I say, it ain't pretty, but it'll work. Yeah, it'll work. It's definitely not very pretty. So, well, I guess I know really where I can drill my hole. I'm not going to start on that weld because you can't drill through weld. I know it's just a fusion weld, but it'll burn up the bit really fast. So I'll go a little tiny bit above that, and I'll just drill a 1/4 inch hole with this thing. Then I'll just plasma cut a 3/4 hole out. With the amount of work I have into this, it's not actually very much. I'm only here about an hour so far. But with the amount of work, I probably could have had nice 4-link plates made up. But like I said before, this is not the final setup for this. I need a truck here so I can measure everything out. I need to measure the width, I need to measure the placement, the pinion angle is going to be a big thing. So there's a lot of measuring to do. And, well, don't let this deter you from just like, don't unsub. So anyway, it's not straight, it's not level. They're pretty much level this way. They kind of have to be in order for the rear end to actually bolt into the frame because these are heim joints, not rubber bushings. But I'll get it as close as I can. And, well, I kind of drew a line down the middle of the diff from this point. From this point, you can see it right there. So it's about as close as it's going to get. Anyway, so I'll just burn the holes in it. And I have bolts. These are 4-link bolts from before. And these nuts are actually from the lag bolts in that ramp. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna go fire up the plasma cutter, burn those holes out, and then I guess we can start actual differential stuff because the mounts are done. Well, now that this is all pretty much fabbed up or mocked up or whatever, let's go put it together. This is gonna be fast. I could have this put in. Assuming I can lift it. I have lifted heavier rear ends and stuff. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll wheel it out to the vehicle with the rolly cart, put it in the back of the Cadillac, and yeah, I'll just drag it in under the rat rod, I guess. I don't know if I have wheels that fit these axles, if I'm honest. This is a Ford pattern. I've never had 5-on-4.5 wheels because my last few rear ends were 8-bolt when it was dually, 5-on-5.5 when it was 72 Ford 9-inch, 5-on-4 3/4 S10 pattern. I have no idea if I have wheels. I might haul off my trailer actually to put them on here. Jeez, it might still drag. I might have to put it on backwards. But anyway, it's not much to it. I'm just going to bomb this pinion in. And yeah, I want to get this thing in. Get it back down on its feet. Well, if you're wondering why it's, hey, the power's back on. Thank you for messing up the computer just long enough to turn off my street racing video. Okay, back to it again. I suppose I should show you why the power keeps going out. This is the second time tonight. As I already didn't have the welder going, I probably would have got shocked. This is why. It's a lovely snowstorm out. Wonderful. I hate snow. I'm going back inside. And okay. Attempt number 3. Well, I got the rear end pretty much put together. I just got to put wheel studs in it. And it's ready to go home. So I'm going to back the Cadillac in here as far as I can so I don't have to carry it all that distance. And get this thing brought home. And I don't know if I'll get at it tonight because my back is absolutely killing me. Trying to compress that pinion nut, or that pinion crush sleeve, that pretty much did me in. And I'm only 30. I'm not even 30 yet. I'll be 30 in March. Man, this is rough. What do I have to look forward to? But anyway, enough complaining. Let's get things loaded up. Well, I got home last night, like, quite late. I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning or something before I got to bed. So if I look absolutely wrecked, that's because I am. And, well, I just gotta kind of show you this. Look out here. Yesterday, we lost power 3 times because it was snowing so hard, so much wind, ice got on the power lines, whatever. The power kept shutting off. You saw it on the video. And it's like 8 degrees right now. So, welcome to Newfoundland, where it has no idea what it's doing at any point in the day. So, anyway, rat rod. We've seen this thing before. Not a lot of room to be working, but it's daylight. That's the main thing. That's great. So I'm just going to drag the rear end in here, put it in under. There's obviously lots of room because of the way the frame is laid out. I can just slide the rear end right in under there. I've got my 4-link bars here. The only thing that I actually didn't think about last night is panhard rod. So the rear end is going to be able to sway like this. So what I'm going to do, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do anything, to be honest. I think I'll just let the 4-link bars. It's going to be almost sort of triangulated because the rear end mounts are wider than the frame mounts for the 4-link rods. So I think that'll help a little bit. And the shock mounts are there. The shocks, they're going to stop it from swaying too much. So I think the rear end is narrow enough that the tires aren't going to come out and hit the frame or anything anyway. But yeah, I'm going to go get that thing brought in here and see if I can get it bolted in. Well, that was actually better than I expected. I just kind of laid it down on the ground and just dragged it. And the pinion is round, so it just kind of rolled on the pinion. It was perfect. There's no less hard on the back. Well. The cool thing is the frame is really, really high, so it can just slide right under with no issues. Yeah, sort of. Okay. I haven't measured how narrow the rear end is in comparison to the frame or to the fenders here, so I'm going to have to modify a set of wheels anyway, which I'm no stranger to, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, now I can hook up the 4-link bars. It's going to be difficult to get a good angle here, so I'm going to put the camera on time lapse, and when it's done, we'll run around and see what it looks like. Worked out pretty decent. And they all went into the same holes on the rolling brackets. So I had on the line pretty good anyway. I don't care about the bar orientation, we can know angle. work on the shocks. I cannot believe that worked as well as it did. Wow. Of course, everything is flexed, stretched to the max because the mounts are wider than the actual frame mounts and stuff, but I don't care. It's all in place. Now I'm gonna go dig through my random pile of stuff and see if I got any rims to fit this. Big fingers crossed, because I haven't checked up until now. And I don't know any buddies with 5x4.5 patterns I can go rob 2 wheels off of. I'm really hoping that my car hauler I'm building has the correct pattern. I hope. It doesn't have any air in the tire, but I don't really care. This one does. I'll check it. I'll take that off. I'll check this pattern first anyway. Well, I got all the tires aired up. Took a little bit of messing around, but got the wheel studs in, got the tires on, and they're not really holding air, but I think I might put it on the dolly backwards. That way I don't have to worry about anything here hitting the road or anything like that, but I don't know. I might just put it on forwards and not have to deal with it. But lots of room in here. And that tells me that I'm going to have a pretty deep dish wheel. Not necessarily as deep as this one, because let's go, that is a deep wheel. That's one that I widened, and that was for the rear end. That was like 40 inches wide or something, but yeah, it's all there. It doesn't actually sway a lot, a little bit, but nothing serious. I just tripped up. Well, I'm gonna get Cass to pull me out. I'll strap onto this and hook it onto the back of the Cadillac and get her to pull me out of the garage here and just get out, get some sunlight on it. It's been a while. Okay, we're ready. Strap is hooked up to the rat rod. Cass is in the Cadillac. Hi, babe. All right, back up. Okay, that's good. Hi. Yeah, let's put that on there. You want me to leave this hatch open? Okay, bring me out until I'm just outside of the thingy. All right, let's go for a drive. Woo! Oh, I'm so glad I put the seat in here now. Alrighty. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. I don't have any brakes, Cass. Jeez, relax, man. Flip us over. Oh. Alrighty. We made it out. Our first drive. She went a lot faster than I expected her to, but well, that's just Cass anyway. Cass, you're gonna have to come back some so I can get some slack on the strap there. Oh. Okay, hang on. A little bit more. Okay. Good. You got this door? Well, it's out. It is out. Not necessarily under its own power yet, but it's out. Oh man, I love seeing this thing out the light. Sweet. Oh, I love it. I got a lot of work to do on this. It's really, really windy, sorry. I got a pile of work to do on it, but there's basically no body work to be done. And that's the exciting part, because I don't really like doing body work that much. Put the engine in it, put the transmission in it, get the rear end suited up, and cooling system, all that stuff. How do you do? And you can see that the rear end, obviously, is not quite centered. And that's because that was a 4-link that I had made. Let me go inside of here where it's not windy. That was a 4-link that I made a few years ago. And obviously it was mounted a lot farther ahead on the frame. And when I put the back half on, it has shorter bars. So I'll shorten up those bars. That's not a big deal. It's schedule 40 pipe. And I'll cut it, shorten it, sleeve it inside, and then weld it again. And that'll be plenty strong. There's no worries at all about that. And it's got 3/4 heim joints on it, so they're like super strong. So there's a lot of work to do on it. So like I said, pile of work to do, but should go together fairly quick. Wiring is going to be the biggest thing. So I'm going to rewire pretty much the whole truck. I never made any schematics or diagrams or anything when I wired it the first time, and I made it a lot more complicated than it needed to be. But it moves. It needs some wheels. It needs back brakes. I thought about today, I don't know if the rotor is going to line up with the caliper exactly the same as it did before, because I don't have the same ends and stuff on it. So I don't know if the housing ends came out farther or in farther before with the 8.8 than it is with the 9-inch ends, but I'll deal with that. If I got a stack of washer or something behind it to get the caliper lined up with the rotor, not a big deal. Main thing is I know what brakes fit it. I just got to get brakes for a 04 Explorer Sport Track, and then that's it. Pads, rotors, and calipers. Brackets are already there. And I pretty much have everything else, I think. Let's get right to it. This is the excitement. This is where it begins. So I'm bringing the truck up to the shop today. I haven't had a voice crack since I was like 12. What happened? It's really windy. So anyway, truck is going up to the shop. Hopefully today, assuming it doesn't roll off and take out a mailbox or something like that. Let's not hope for that. But obviously it doesn't run. I have no way to pull it up on the dollies. So I'm going to jack up the front of it, block the rear wheels, and back the dollies in under the truck. I've done it like a lot of times, and it's worked. It's never ideal, but it works. Man, look at this. It was like 12 degrees this morning, Celsius, and now it's like probably 0 and windy. I'm not into this at all. Well, first I need to chop the wheels, so I'm just going to grab a couple jumps a little bit. Behind the wheels. That'll stop the truck from rolling back while I'm jacking it up. And then I can back the dollies up and do it without it going right out back. Well, I got the dollies hooked on. See them. All right, here, let's see them. Here they are. Yeah. And gonna run up to the house now and grab the rat rod. And there's not a lot of traffic on the go because it's Sunday and everybody here's afraid of the darkness to get them. So not too many cars on the go in the way anyway. So that's pretty much it. Gotta go hook onto the rat rod. I got a bunch of plans for coming up in the next few weeks. Like I'm gonna focus on the rear end, I think possibly first. I'll see how my temporary setup is just for rolling it around the garage, because the rear end is easy. The engine, the wiring, the turbo side, that's all like major fabrication. So I might focus on that first. I'm really excited to get the engine down in place. And that stuff will all bang in there really, really fast because the transmission is ready, the clutch kit, everything all there is all ready. All I gotta do is just bolt that stuff together. There is no modification because I already have the clutch master cylinder pedal assembly in the rat rod. The cross members are already done. It's not gonna be like the Caravan where I gotta go modifying and fabbing stuff up. I did all this 2 years ago. So this will be fast. And I'd like to get the big stuff out of the way first, like the hot side. And plus, I'm just really, really excited to take the hood off, and there's two turbos on there, and that stuff's exciting. Plus, to do the rear end, I gotta buy some more stuff. Like I gotta buy brakes, and you know, the brake hoses and all that stuff. I gotta get a line lock yet, so I'm pretty much plumbed out of money now for this month, after doing the engine and the rear end this week, or within the last few weeks anyway. So like exhaust doesn't cost very much, a couple bucks a foot, or $5 or $6 a foot or whatever, so that's not a big deal. I can do the hot side, and I'm only putting like, I don't know if I'll go behind the cab. I was gonna say I'll only put like 6 feet of 3-inch pipe on each side, so I might go out behind the cab, but I don't know. I'm a big fan of fender exits, so it's very possible that I'll end up doing 2 fender exits again. But what I've heard and what I've seen on videos of people, like before and after cam swaps, they get like wicked loud. The rat rod was loud enough last year with a crossover with a single turbo. Like it was loud last year. So let's go with twins with a big old cam. I don't know. I'll see how I feel at the time I'm doing the exhaust. That's literally it. I don't really plan. If I make a plan, it's 80% probably going to happen, 20% probably not, because if I make a plan 2 weeks ago and it's today and I'm in the mood to put no exhaust on it, well, I guess the hot sides are going directly out the fender. So that's just how I go. I'm pretty impulsive, which is expensive. Ask Cass how many times I redid the exhaust on the rat rod, the Cadillac, the Caravan. Man, everything I've ever had, I've chopped the exhaust out of it and done different things, or painted stuff different colors. But that's just my deal. I don't know. I enjoy what I do. I'm not costing anybody else any money, so. Well, we're at the house now, so I'm gonna go back these dollies in, see if I can get the rat rod up on them. Well, it's horribly windy. I hope the sound quality isn't trash, but sketchy as a look. It actually worked. That last little tiny plump where it went over the fenders, that's the good stuff. Look at that. Didn't damage anything. Don't do this at home. This was luck, not skill at all. Just absolute luck. But look, it's on the dollies. Ready to go. Ow. Just got hit by a tree. Look at this, man. Beautiful. All right, rat rod is on the dollies. What do we got? Don't fall off the dollies. Man, that mirror's rotten. And Frampton is here. He's gonna follow me up to the shop. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet. I shouldn't say that. I didn't flick the straps. I didn't say, that's not going anywhere. Now I'm nervous. Well. The excitement is real now. The excitement is absolutely real. Oh, she's scraping a little bit. That's it. We're not stopping now. I gotta see if I can get it in the garage. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, because I'm not very good at backing up dolly with a vehicle on it. It's like backing up a B train or something. I don't know. I haven't really had any success with it at all. But if I have to, I'll wait till I get boys forklift over to All-Star and kind of push it in with that probably tomorrow or the next day. Hoping to have it done before more snow comes, because it was 10 degrees this morning or 11 degrees Celsius, and now it's, well, now it's 4. Hello, me. And 4 degrees Celsius here is, you could get snow, you could get sleet, you could get cats and dogs. There's a lot of stuff you could get with that temperature. I don't know if Frampton blew the horn at me or if that was somebody else. Wide turns, Lambert. I don't have a panhard rod on the rear end. It's not something that I really thought about last night, and it seems to be okay. Doesn't seem to be scraping or anything. I did hear a tire hit the fender or something like that, or it might have been a frame. Not really a huge deal, but you know, I don't care if I tear the side out of one of those tires. I just really don't want the fender to drag on the ground because it is quite low. But it's all part about being sketchy, I guess. Hello, police. I'm going a little bit too fast, I think, for this. Oh, geez, I got high beams on. I got everybody blinded. If I was more prepared, I think stuff would go right more often for me. Maybe. Well, I'm keeping this rolling because if anything bad happens, you guys are going to want to witness it. Oh, big pothole. Oh, don't go in there. Just missed it. Yep, we're still doing good. Still can't see anything. Frampton's headlights are so bright. Well, there's no salt on the road anyway. That's a good thing, actually. I was kind of concerned that the rat rod was going to get a bunch of salt on it. But, yeah, that all got washed away last night. We had a whole lot of rain last night. Now, I'm going to fake over this way now, because that's a rough spot. Yeah. See if we hear any scraping or anything. No, we're good. I just risked losing my phone and running it over. Man, I love having that truck behind it. The last time I towed the rat rod, I think was when we towed it to Avondale, maybe? It's been a little while. I don't dolly it to Thunder Valley because it's only about an hour west of here. And usually I take street tires and I'll put my burnout tires on separate rims and drive it out, roast the life out of the tires, hope I don't blow up the engine, drive it home again. And I've had decent luck so far, actually. I don't think I've actually blown up an engine out there at all. I did have a charge tube blow off last year, actually, because it was before I went speed density, and the mass airflow sensor was on the turbo side, and blew off a charge tube, and it shut off on me right at the end of the burnout. It was like the last little encore, and it went phew, and shut off on me. So, you know, speed density doesn't care if there's a charge tube on it or not, or if the turbo's hooked up at all. It doesn't care. It's just map sensor, intake air temp, so it's not a huge deal. So hopefully this year it'll be good. I can't wait to get out again and go to burnout competitions and go to actual racetracks and made up racetracks with spray painted orange lines, tire crack cameras. There's gonna be a lot more Mexico stuff on the go this year. That's what I'm excited for. That is the excitement for me. So let's see if I can back this into the garage or not. I'm gonna pull right up wide here. If I can get it close enough, I don't know if I'll be able to push it in there. Probably, actually. Push it down off the dollies. I don't know where I'm going with this camera. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Oh yeah, this ain't working at all.
Line up, not off. So that's what it was.
Yeah, she broke that. Well,
I see it go flying. I said, what the fuck? I think there might be something in the hole in the cab where the transmission is not there.
yeah.
I said, geez, I looked at the wheels and I said, they're not tracking now, so it can't be nothing in the suspension.
No, she broke it. She's a bit low on one side. What do you think, Cooper? Will she go in?
Oh.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. Well, she doesn't really track right with one spring broke. My mount didn't break, it was the shock itself. Weird. I don't know. Well, let's set this up on a tripod, see if we can get it in. All right, we got Justice. Matt is on foreman. Matt, you're foreman, right?
What?
You're foreman, right? I said we got Justice and Frampton and Matt's foreman.
You got it? Just hop her across.
What do you think? Do it? I think more of us do it.
What?
Probably the solidest part of the truck.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
No can
Oh, there's gloves right there. Oh, stock broke off. There's gloves in there if anybody wants them. Just like, ready? 1, 2. You got it, Mike? Ready? 1, 2. Jack.
Let's see what's more.
One more.
Boy, Vay.
Okay.
What do you think?
One more? One more? One more?
I see.
We're gonna go over her foot before she actually moves. 1, 2. Really? Bouncer?
I see she making the hell up.
You're lucky you made it up the road.
Well, Franklin said, I knew something flew out. When I looked, he's like this.
Yeah. I said, well, we're in stage 3.
Losing air in the tire. That started happening this morning.
Craig's gonna be rotted when you tears out the floor. I mean, paint on the floor.
Floor paint?
Yeah.
Man, it's alright, a little bit gone.
This is already on the road.
Should we be like pushing and pulling on one side?
No.
Oh.
I would stop. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's snatch block right there?
Line at the top.
Huh?
You got a line at the top here. That's how it's done.
Oh, yeah.
I say it from there, that will take me.
I'll send a shot.
Yeah,
Go on.
so they come out there.
Yeah, we can roll it on the rear end. At least.
They make battleship gray paint every day.
Well, we're gonna have to repaint a little bit.
What car dollies here?
Oh, not the. Yeah. Yeah, okay. There's the container.
Go get them.
Huh?
Go get them.
I don't know how well this is. I might have to back up some more. She's maxed out there.
Well, you really want to pick this up a little bit?
But if you put her on the, if you put her on dollies,
Yeah, whatever.
Take the weight off this a little bit so we can move it over a little bit easier.
Let's see if we can kill that spring.
if you put her on dollies, you wouldn't have to fight that, see?
Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah,
That shock actually broke off too.
yeah.
So, everybody get back.
No, it's not broke off. We got a skillet clear. The dollies would work, but she's up against that tire.
The dollies would work because you can,
Yeah, but she's up against that tire.
take her off that now.
How? It's gotta roll back though.
Is there a total gonna test
Just
one?
unhook it and
Craig's always talking about how quick the torque comes in.
Torque will be good here.
we'll hold on back here.
Yeah.
And you got it for here.
I don't want to mess that fender up. Huh?
Lock the doors, how the dolly underneath.
I can, but it's beat up front fenders. I can get that off with the jack. That's not the bad part. Let me just go a little bit around there.
BJ, what was your plan originally?
Hoping all people show up to leave it.
Well, it's slot food there, right there, back in the tree. There's a problem here, slot food there, you go from the tree.
That's okay, that building's falling down there a lot.
Yeah, the whole thing was more well, the tree was falling up here.
Geez, the rest of the brick fell out of form section of the problem.
There you go. Keep coming. Keep coming.
What?
Keep coming. Oh, you're pretty much half there now, but your fender's not on your door anymore. Yeah.
Tires not on the fender?
Oh, this one's straight now, sure.
Yeah.
That's why it grabs, it's perfect. I just don't have. I don't know what
That spring makes me nervous.
Yes.
that. No, that's clamped down by two clamps.
What?
The top and the shaft is still in one piece. So this here is all clamped together. The bottom broke off the mount down there. So that's not gonna go poof.
Do you see the one on that side though?
Yeah, that one, the top shaft broke off.
Mm-hmm.
This one broke off from the body of the shop to the bottom bushing.
So that one's still held together. This one.
Yeah, that one will be still
Yeah,
together.
this one's
Until whatever's holding it together breaks as well.
Yeah, in theory, we're fine.
Theory. Theory's always great.
Yeah.
You heard the one about little Johnny and his father, right?
There's a lot of that.
In theory, we're sitting on $2 million. In reality, we're living with.
I'll edit that part out. It's a good joke though.
The other thing is I got that move on.
I thought it's not on time.
This is not fun.
No, I had to change it because this was way too funny to have.
Way too funny to have.
Yeah, you want to keep the little Johnny jokes so that.
You told him the jack.
All we gotta do now is not hit Craig's cousin.
That's not gonna be easy.
If I had to,
Oh, this truck wing feel thing, the pencil one is,
But what's this missile made of?
truck with.
These aren't that spaceship steel either, are they?
if I had ramps,
All you can do is chase your trailer now and you'll be in.
I mean,
Like follow the trailer now.
follow the trailer?
Yeah, they put the front of the Yukon or the what is it? Escalade. That way.
The dolly. Oh yeah, I'm just backing straight.
Yeah.
Probably.
Are you picking up the Escalade and move that front of that over too?
Because if you can get it all in off the ramp, it's much easier to maneuver then.
Well, yeah, we can pick it up and sling it then.
Well, you put those car dollies in, play it in.
Yeah. But how do I get it up? If I got pallets under the ramps here, there should be enough room, shouldn't it? We could have some height in it.
How'd you get it on the dolly?
Jacked up the whole front and back the dollies and under it.
Can't do that now in reverse.
Well, I jacked up on the front crossing road, now is on the dollies.
How do you get the
No
dolly
idea.
up?
Probably.
Stick the head over on 2 pallets, yeah. Won't hurt. It does usually after the pallets.
Trailer pallets? I haven't got big much. Yeah, don't scratch the trainer. I said don't scratch the trainer.
Imagine if people made materials. It's easy.
Why don't you just walk around?
That's basically a ramp.
That's a dolly at ramps.
Yeah, I painted one. I put that big dirty log man on it.
Oh.
Made a ramp in like a half moon. We pushed truck off this when it loose there. Put a squat trace quarter pound. We're good.
If you should
Well,
stop anyway.
if you squat a quarter pound, just another video.
How to repair a 2021 Tesla. After you put a 70-year-old truck into the side.
I'm not sure you can call it 70. It's oh fuck.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, another thing I had to do.
Man, how old is the bottle?
Oh, sorry.
I created it. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm a lot happier with that. I didn't flick the straps. I'd say it wasn't going anywhere. So that's why the springs broke, I guess.
Yeah.
Shift the camera back a little bit.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Wheels are turned in.
Put it like over by the door, maybe.
Yeah, back directly into the camera. Okay.
I'll
Page 20.
You're protected. Well, this isn't very easy to push. No?
No?
Not up over these lifts, well.
One on the back.
We got a block of wood or something we can put under that for a chop?
alleviate pain on my knees.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you have a real life plan to.
DJ, I might have to reel into this. Come up with the pan truck.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That many shingles flying around that. I said you fixed a few more, yeah. All right, good. Yeah.
Okay.
Brought it in?
Now we go again.
Yep.
We straighten up the wheels a little bit. Let's take look here. Okay. Oh,
I'm already fighting it.
are you?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on. Keep going.
It's basically in now.
Yeah. They still roll. Right?
I thought it was gonna be a lot more violent than it actually was. I thought it was gonna get a rod off or something.
That was amazing.
That's what why this was a over.
Well,
Couldn't put a pan right around it?
well, I never really thought of that until I got home last night. So I was like, I really should have done something different.
Well, who cares? You made it.
If I can find that spring over on there.
Back to theory and reality. I mean, you probably could have just dropped the frame down on that axle and actually strapped it in.
I didn't know how high it was.
though.
No.
No, you don't deal with a lot.
Where Buddy lost Dolphin or that?
Yeah.
I was gonna sword the sport jack the other day.
Yeah. On that side of the road, you know, that house is like the corner of that street. It's the next house up on the county's, what's his name?
Where Mrs. works at
Collins lives there.
Midtown or somewhere?
Lauren Collins.
What are we talking about?
That's
Where the spring is.
Oh.
Is that what it's on?
I don't know. That matters.
Well, he just shot pretty fucking this morning.
I don't hear them shout. They were the old deal in Somerset, the drag car. No. And really, the spring cars haven't enough either, so I don't really care what those do. They were back soon anyway.
Just got a roast beef sandwich.
Hello. We were having last night.
Man, that was like perfect. Fred was gonna be able to use his draggy on the snowmobile.
No. He sounds like you're racing in a game around one.
Yes, sir. Everybody on the side by side the tracks. Freaking serious. Oh, Jared.
This meeting of the Mullins or what?
How come you doing?
Yeah, the foreman just showed up.
I haven't seen you enough already to
What a stroke.
Oh,
I can't believe how well it rolls.
especially since it's sitting on the fender.
Yeah, that's right.
Take a picture and say, don't speak
We'll just.
Okay. Something is here now before this.
Welcome back.
I came in with a little bit. I was right. They don't come in here nor Oh, yeah. Hold on.
Okay. Oh my. I'm stuck.
Maybe you could put it in this side?
Probably. Okay. Go slow enough now.
You want the wheel turned really hard?
Yeah, yeah, kinda. Man, look at this. Look at this. Awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to push.
Yeah.
Right now, I wouldn't have tape on this.
Whoa, what happened there?
A little bit of a freaky dish.
Turn her the other way.
All right, turn it left now.
Power steering. There's nothing else in it.
Oh, there's no damage now.
No. Sweet.
Yeah, well, that's skating brand new pink top.
No, I'll wait it up now anyway. Hold on. Oh, yes, you poured it all in. Alrighty. Here we go. The old girl is ready to go on the ramp. I just got to move her out of the way because we're going to scrap Craig's Jeep this week. But look, man. Like, oh, I love this thing. So, a little bit of a mishap on the way up. Obviously, I didn't have a panhard rod. I should have put a strap across something. Didn't happen. Whatever. But it broke two shocks. One, the spring missiled off on the side of the road somewhere. This one here broke the base off the shock, so I still have the spring, which really I'm not concerned about anyway because the springs were way too weak. They were bottomed out anyway. So I'm just glad it didn't hit somebody's car. But it's here. That's awesome. I was doing this by myself. I had no idea, like, you know, I don't normally call people and say, hey, can you help me or whatever. But Frampton stopped by and followed me up the road so, you know, parts didn't fly off or whatever. And then as soon as we started unloading it, Matt Fifield showed up, Justice showed up. Always good to have a lot of help like that. Boys are wicked. And we got it kind of moved over and pushed back here. And of course you can see that it's really high in the front right now. Got a lot of fender gap going on there. And that's because there's no engine or transmission in it. There's like 700 pounds worth of engine and transmission to go in there yet. Drive shaft, all that good stuff. So it's gonna flatten out really quick. And right now I got a chunk of wood jammed in where the frame is. So that it'll hold it up off the floor. But dude, that's my girl. My channel is called Station Road Rat Rods. And that came from a couple guys who were making a bit of fun one day and they were like, well, everybody calls this thing a rat rod. And I live on Station Road. So just kind of came out of that. And then I started building the caravan and people were like, what? That's not a rat rod. Why are you Station Road Rat Rods? It's a 2014 caravan. This is where it comes from. And not right now, but soon I will do a complete walk around and point out every part of this, like how that is a 1954 Dodge truck headboard on a Chev, and how the rear fenders came off a truck from Manitoba that a guy had brought down, how the hood here came out of the woods in St. John's, I think it was, I can't remember now offhand, but, and this piece down here that's on the front valance, the green and yellow piece, came off of a 55 Chev. I think it was like a 5-ton or a 10-ton truck with a big de-icing machine for the airplane in Goose Bay, Labrador. So it was really cool. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff with this thing. So I hope you enjoyed getting this thing up here, because I did. I had a lot of fun. The thing is here, and things went right, things went wrong. Not too wrong. It's absolutely perfect. So thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. And thanks to patrons and YouTube members. If you want to check out the Patreon, it's patreon.com/stationroadratrods. And the YouTube members link is right here. And thanks to everybody who's bought stickers last week. That was a big help in getting this thing finished up and bearings and stuff like that. And thanks for watching. Have a great day, everybody.